The outburst of the coronavirus has resulted in a multifaceted impact. We see the stock market crumble, lives were lost through death, lives were disrupted through travel plans, businesses experience loss in revenue, and there's panic and fear among people. This coronavirus is a wake-up call for many of us. We're dependent on other countries for our products, but a virus can interfere with our main supplier, which in turn can impact our food supply chain. In the Caribbean, many of the countries have one industry, namely tourism. And if this virus is not controlled or eliminated, it can pose a threat to the livelihood of many, as travel plans for tourists will be reduced or virtually non-existent. And therefore, one thing we need to do to plan on this as a result of this wake-up call is economic diversification. It's a wake-up call for us countries, including Turks and Caicos, to diversify its economy. An economy that's based on one industry is a high risk. And with the increase in robberies and now the coronavirus, it could destroy the very industry that we work so hard to maintain. Therefore, it's important that we diversify our economy. And in the event, God forbid, our main industry is killed, we'll have other industries to maintain our livelihood. Let us use this opportunity to explore the expansion of our local agriculture industry and possibly, check other Caribbean countries for fruits and vegetables, because maybe our local industry would not have the capacity to supply all of us. And we see that one case can impact all of us. If a virus such as the coronavirus hits our shores, it could easily spread to us in a heartbeat, because we're so small and we interact with each other very frequently, either in the grocery store, in the workplace, school, or church. It's the same with crime. It takes one criminal activity to negatively impact us. Other large countries, one case may not be impactful like it would impact us. Another thing we need to do with this, as a result of this virus, is to be consistent with our hygiene. For years, we were taught the basic hygienes: wash your hands, cover your mouth. But somehow we took many of these basic practices for granted, and we diverted from them. For instance, money transferred to and from our hands, and we go and get the food. We don't wash our hands, and as soon as the money leaves our hand, we eat the food. Let us go back to basic hygiene and stop taking shortcuts. This is a wake-up call. Always seek God. Sometimes it takes a crisis for us to seek God. We should always seek God during the bad times and the good times. Should we seek God more often, confess our sins, pray, turn from our wicked ways? God will heal our land. Don't wait until a storm comes to seek God. Another wake-up call. Everyone has a role to play in times of crisis. The blame game kicks in, but everyone has a role. The government has to be proactive, ensuring that the public is fully aware of the crisis, provide tips on what to do, have a place set aside for individuals to ensure, that we have the human and equipment resources on hand to deal with the crisis. But individuals must also ensure that they are responsible by adhering to the tips provided. They must also be responsible citizens by not spreading malicious and misleading information in the public domain, causing people to panic. The coronavirus is indeed a wake-up call for all of us. We must be consistent in our actions. When the AIDS epidemic was brought to light, people were very cautious at first. However, it appears that we all have forgotten about AIDS. When crime hits the streets, you might see officers in the area for a while, and when it wears down, you don't see them. Now we have the coronavirus. Will we remain consistent in our hygienic behavior? Will we now focus on contingency plans? Because it takes one incident to impact our fragile economy. Already we have seen, tourists canceling, planes stop, the trips to Turks and Caicos and other countries. Imagine we had so many cases. It's a wake-up call. Let's do our best to ensure things get better.